associate, which is a venture capital firm, and they have venture funds all across the world. So what advice would you give to the American youth on becoming a venture capitalist?
Well, I think that there are a lot of venture capitalists out there. So I would not necessarily give them the advice to become a venture capitalist because it's a very competitive field, but it is a fun thing to do, and you get to know a lot of interesting people, and you can help drive new businesses forward that might make a big difference to many, many people down the road. But I would more recommend that people become entrepreneurs, to start something that really makes an impact, and you will have fewer competitors. Venture capital is very popular.
So you would want them to have a monopoly over the market?
Now, if you want to be a venture capitalist in Silicon Valley, I would not recommend that because there are so many. But there are places in Pittsburgh there aren't enough, and in Dallas there aren't enough, and in Cincinnati. So other parts of the U.S. Definitely need more venture capital, as do other parts of the world.
That's true. That's good advice. Do you feel that women in corporate America have to jump through more hoops?
You know what? I don't. I actually think that what's happened is women have just started to do what they should have been doing a long time ago, which is starting their own businesses. Because you start your own business, there's no glass ceiling. You are the ceiling. You paint the ceiling any color you want, and it becomes your thing. There are plenty of women who have risen up to the top of various companies, but when you start a business, whether you're a man or a woman, you're going to run that business until you feel that somebody else is going to do a better job. And most people stay with it. The best entrepreneurs in the world, they stay with it. So if you're a woman and you say, I want Mark Zuckerberg's job running Facebook, you're barking up the wrong tree. He's not leaving. He started it. So go start a business. If you start the business, then it's yours, and then you can hire whoever you want. You can drive it any way you want, and there just weren't enough women starting businesses before, and now there are. We always want more. At Draper University, we're always trying to attract women to come in, because then they can go out and they can start their own business.
That's great. That's good advice. If you weren't in the career that you are right now, what career would you choose?
I would probably choose entrepreneur. I think I would start a business, and I think I would start a business that in some way transforms government. That would be my thing. I would look, because government is the worst service, the highest cost. It's all run by monopolies, people who think that they control everything. Right. So I believe government to be a competitive field now, because we can leave. If we don't like this government, we can leave. If we don't like the virtual part of this government, we might be able to get that service from somewhere else.
I heard about your plan of taking California and dividing it into 3 parts. Would you like to talk more about that? Why?
Absolutely. Well, I talked about governments having to sort of compete for us. They become more accountable to their people, and the people become more empowered to go do the things that they need to do in that country. I mean, in this case, in those states. California has been run the same way for a long time. The service is really bad, and the cost is very high. We pay the most in taxes, and we're almost the worst in education. We have no infrastructure. The water is always at risk because nobody's built anything. And I believe that by creating 3 new states, we're starting something fresh. We're giving people an opportunity to go in there and start a new, fresh state that works better than our current state. Our current state has almost gotten corrupt.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think this is the time. We have one shot at this, and we really need to create 3 Californias.
What advice did you give your daughter Jessie Draper on becoming a venture capitalist?
It's funny, I didn't give her advice to become a venture capitalist. I helped her at the beginning when she started Valley Girl, which was a show.
Yeah, I love that show.
Interviewed a bunch of great entrepreneurs, and they were very funny. She got Elon Musk to launch a bottle rocket with her, and she got.
Cool.
There was an angel investor, Ron Conway, that she got to wrap in a feather boa. She was hilarious. Anyway, so she had a lot of fun with that. But while she interviewed people, she came to the conclusion she wanted to do something entrepreneurial herself. And venture capital was a natural for her. And she saw that she had this amazing network of friends and people who were starting businesses. And she went in there and she just decided she's going to be a venture capitalist. She raised $10 million from 50 different investors, and now she's only backing women.
That's great. That's pretty impressive and encouraging. $10 million.
Yeah, you bet. There's your aspiration. Set that as your goal.
Yeah. Why do you think that the youth of America doesn't start becoming entrepreneurs and venture capitalists earlier? Why are they starting early? Why are they starting later?
Education today puts people into a box. They say, you get an A if you don't make any mistakes. If you don't upset anybody, you get an A. Instead of Draper University, where our motto is, I will fail and fail again until I succeed.
That's a good motto.
So all of a sudden, it's a whole new way of thinking about education. Trying things and learning from trying things turns out to be so much more empowering than some teacher telling you, memorize everything I say, and if you memorize everything, then you get an A. That makes no sense, because then what you're learning is only all the stuff they knew and nothing more. But the world changes so fast, and you've got to keep up with all those changes.
Do you think that kids should break open to that education box and start something new?
Yes, because, well, kids may not be able to, but I think kids should try something all the time. They should just keep trying. Test this, test that. I mean, think the things that have been invented by mistake: electricity, penicillin, America, Velcro, Reese's peanut butter cups. All these things have been invented by mistake.
So have pot stickers.
Which one?
Pot stickers.
Pot stickers and sticky notes, Post-it notes. All of that. They were all mistakes. So if people weren't just trying things, we would be much less for this. Imagine without electricity what this world would look like.
That's true. Horrible.
Yeah. And then these people who say, oh no, we're afraid that AI is going to take our jobs, or the people who say, oh, Uber is taking away the taxis.
More jobs at the same time.
Well, it makes the mundane done so that you can get creative and create new jobs that are much more interesting than those old jobs.
That's great. What if you were an animal? What animal would you be, and why?
I think I would be the most interesting looking animals are. I'd be an alien.
An alien.
I'd be an alien. I'd be from another world, and I'd come down and I would try to impart whatever I knew onto this world where other people have all learned in one way. I would come in as an alien.
That's a unique answer. I haven't heard that before. I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Good.
It's been an honor to interview you.
My pleasure. Okay, go out and do something. You've only got one life.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, nice meeting you. That was fun.